Hello everyone, this is Mark, and welcome to my tribute to tabletop RPGs. So I am now a human fighter. I am level 1, and I am now standing in front of the Crispy Boar Inn. So now it's night time, so let's go inside, so we will be warm, and I will be able to tell you the story of how I was introduced to tabletop RPGs. So, I was introduced to tabletop RPGs when I was very young. So, the first time I was kind of presented, or I saw people playing. I was 6 years old, and I was in the first grade, and my brother, who he still is 17 years older than me, at one night invite a lot more friends than usual, and then they go in the basement at my parents' house. So I'm there too, because all my toys are there, and because also they are there. So when you are a little brother, you are by nature annoying. You don't know that, but you are. And so I wanted to know what they were doing. So they all sit around the table with very strange looking dice, sheets of paper, book, pen and pencils. And now when I start to examine and to listen what they are doing, I kind of noticed that the FN, it was one of my brother's friend, it was his nickname FN. He's sitting there at the table and he's telling a story. And when I was a little boy, I love stories. I have a lot of imagination. You know, I was not good in math, not good in science, but I was good in history, for example. So I love stories, so I listened to him. And then, at one time, he's describing a scene, and they said, so he said something like, it was not like that, but it looks like that, because it's it's been more than 20 years. That even took place more than 20 years ago. So I don't remember quite well what happened, but it looks like that. He said, you are in this room, this dark room in front of a huge gate closed, and you have stone arcs on the ceiling. The room is light with a dim blue light, and you hear strange noises. And then one of the players said, I draw my swords. And then I'm like, what? How come? What happened? Whoa! He's telling the story, and what? You are interacting with the stories, and then it just explode in my mind. Okay, I understand. He's telling a story, but instead of controlling it all, and just you sit and you listen to the story, the players are controlling the main characters of the story. And this blew my mind. I said to myself, I need to play that game. I want to play that game. But of course, I asked to play, but I was a little brother, annoyed. And they didn't, of course, they were 13 years old, and they didn't want to play with a young child. And above all, the dungeon master said to me, well, Marc-André, you don't know how to read. And you need to know how to read. When I ask you something about your character that is written on your character sheet, you need to answer me. You need to read the information and to answer me. And you need also to count well, so to respect the rules. So I understood. Maybe it took me some time, but I understood. I finally understood. And so they came back at my parents' house to play, and I was religiously listening to every game. And after a couple of months, FN, the game master, asked me how I was doing in reading and writing, and then I was way better. So he said, well, I will make for you a little campaign. So we create a character. This was Basic D&D, so at that time, in this edition, I made a dwarf, and in this edition, you only made dwarf. You cannot make a dwarf fighter or dwarf rogue or dwarf wizard. you when you were a dwarf, you were a dwarf. You know what's when somebody asks you what kind of dwarf, well, you know, a dwarf, big beard, big axe, chainmail, small. And if you were on the be an elf, you're gonna be, well, you know, an elf, green clothes, pointy ears, bows and arrows. That's it. It's kind of cool in a way. So I so I created a dwarf, and the next morning we made a little session. Maybe it lasts only 25 to half an hour, but still I enjoyed it a lot. And FN told me, well, it's very amazing because you got it right away. You understood the main the the main idea of the game, that I'm telling a story, but you control the main character. So I maybe played with them maybe 2 or 3 sessions the most, but now I knew what it was. And of course, at that age, I wanted to play with my friends, and I wasn't old enough to read a core book, uh, a complete core book, and to learn all those rules. So I kind of make my own simplified simplified game, but you know. Oh, what are you doing? Hey, go away. Okay, I'm gonna clash you with my sword. So yeah, I made my own rules and I play with my friend at school, and we were building characters, and it was very like, you want to play a witch, you play a witch. I want to play a goblin, you play a goblin. And you know, the stories was very simple. Like, I walk in a forest, see a monster, kill the monster, and then I continue walking, see a monster, kill a monster, get treasures, and but we having fun. We were small kids. So this is how I was introduced to role-playing game, and this is my tribute to role-playing, because I kind of a I was kind of nostalgic of the hobby. I haven't played role-playing games since more than 10 years, I think. And 10 years ago it was only 2 or 3 sessions, and uh, I stopped playing at about the age of 16, 17, so I didn't play for I don't play regularly since at least 16 years. So this week I kind of went on the internet to see how the hobby was doing, how the industry was doing, and I noticed that, well, the industry is not doing very well, but the hobby is still there. And even if there's less people who play, the people who play it are very into it. So, and there's also a YouTube community of gamer. So I wanted to make this video my tribute to RPGs, tabletop RPG, and I want also to thanks the first game master, FN, who, even if he was a 14 years old teenager, he took maybe 2 or 3 hours of his time to learn, or to show, to introduce this game to a small boy. And thanks you for that, FN. So yeah, so that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you have comments, just put it on the comment section down below. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you would like to comment, you can go to my Facebook page, Canal Marquant. The link is when you go on my YouTube page, the link is in the huge picture of you have the little Facebook sign that direct you directly on my Canal Marquant Facebook page. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.